You're, as a studio musician, you have recorded with a lot of artists, but I would like to know specifically what was it working with Dave Bowie on the
Okay.
Hidden album?
Yeah. So I had the chance to work with David Bowie. It was around the time that Dream Theater was doing 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Um, it was a really interesting, kind of fun experience. It was not what I thought it was going to be. At the time, I was into all these new kinds of synthesizers, and I thought that I was going to go into David Bowie's world and like change his music and change his life, and with all this cool stuff that I was doing. But I guess I was more wrapped up in my own desires and what I thought could possibly happen. When I got there, basically what he wanted to do was he wanted the keyboardist to take the demo parts that he had done and make them a little smoother, make them better. So, he hired Jordan Rudess to go in and make his demo sound a little better, a little funny. But I was hired by the producer, this guy named Tony Visconti, who's produced a lot of David Bowie albums. Tony brought me in because he wanted to take David in a different direction, and he thought that I'd be able to, make that possible.
Help with this, yeah.
and do whatever whatever needed to happen. So, as an example, the first day I went in to record, I thought, oh, great, I'll have a chance to show him some of my really amazing sounds and change his life. So just as I was getting ready to do that, the producer walked over to me and said, okay, we're going to do the first track now. I said, fantastic, I'm all set up. I got a million great sounds. He says, no. He says, we have a Fender Rhodes piano up in the attic, and we're going to bring it down. You'll play that. So I was like, okay, I'll play that. So, a lot of different surprises and funny things that happen like that. But I mean, in general, it's a really good experience. And, it's important for a musician, if they want to record with other people, to understand what it's like to be a studio musician. Being a studio, not that that's my career really, but I can function that way. Being a studio musician means you're there to provide a service, like to make happen what the producer and what the artist wants. You're not there to show everything you can do or
impress anyone.
They have a particular thing in their mind artistically, and you have to be the one who can help materialize that. So I learned a lot about that in that session, and was able to enjoy it and do a good job. And there's one song on the album that I especially like. It's called "Slip Away." It's it's me playing piano. It's very much like a classic Bowie tune, and reminds me a little bit of Space Oddity. But it was funny because they had two pianos in the studio, right? One grand piano and one upright piano. And the upright piano was one of these upright pianos that was very tall, and they took the wood off of the covering of the strings. So, and the grand piano was really nice. I think it was a Steinway piano or something like that. So I thought that I would walk in that day and play the Steinway grand piano, not the upright piano. So, but then I found out that David had his tuner come and do a special tuning on the upright piano. So that's the one that they wanted me to play. So I'm saying, oh, well, I won't play the Steinway grand. I'll play this upright. So I started to play the upright piano, and then I'm playing the song, and then they came out, David and Tony Visconti, they said, no, it doesn't sound right. I was like, well, what's the matter? He says, no, it's not. You're playing. It just doesn't sound right. So I said, try playing the grand piano.
The other piano, yeah.
So I started to play the grand piano, and again they came out and said, it doesn't sound right to us. So, okay, what's next? So what they did is they pushed the upright piano very close to the grand piano. They made sure the lid was off of the upright piano, and they put the microphones on the upright piano, and they taped the pedal, the sustain pedal of the piano down. So all the strings were just open, right? So as I played the grand piano, then they said, okay, play the grand piano now. And so as I played the grand piano, they were miking the resonance of the upright piano.
Wow.
And then they were happy. They said, they loved it, and they said that was an old Brian Eno trick. So I was like, whatever you guys want. I'll play whichever piano, and you can mic it however you like.
I'll never imagine that, man. That was kind of genius, a genius solution to.
That's where they were coming from. They worked with Brian Eno and doing trippy, cool things, and that's kind of like what they ended up with. Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was fun to see what they wanted and what made them happy. And if it was up to me, I would have created a really cool synthesizer sound and like. But I was open for anything.
Oh, you did that a lot in 6 Degrees, man.
Yeah. Right. Sure.